from HF Kids. For the next month, we're going to be talking about some really fun parts of Scripture. There's some things that we've heard before, but maybe we haven't really thought that much about. We're going to be talking about God's letting the Israelites come into the promised land and the representation of God's promises and his fulfillment of those promises and his requirements for the Israelites that happen alongside that story and on that journey. So I would love to encourage you to sit down with your kids and read the scriptures. We send home every Monday a list of what's coming up in the Sunday school lessons to follow. So parents, you can be looking in your emails and finding the memory verses, the scriptures that we'll be going over, the stories that we'll be telling, and the key points of those. And I really hope that you're taking the time to sit down with your kids and talk through that. After we let the Israelites enter the promised land, we'll be telling the story of Gideon. Some of you may know the story of Gideon. He was one of the least of his family from the least tribe, and he was called by an angel, by the angel of God, to go and to lead his people. And he was not confident. He did not think that that was something he could do, but he did. And he led with God's promises, with God's provision, with God's authority, and with God's direction. And he did what God called him to do. There are so many rich lessons that we can teach our kids as we share these stories with them. So sit down with your kids, read through the scriptures, look at the memory verses, practice them. We're told to teach these things to our children when they lay down and when they rise up and when we walk along the road. In our busy days, sometimes that's when we're driving in the car, when we're on our way to soccer practice, when we're sitting at the breakfast table. But wherever you gather with your kids, do more of it and encourage them to learn the truths of these scriptures. These are not isolated stories. These are all a part of God's great story of how Jesus was going to come and who he was going to be and how he would save us. So don't miss out on this opportunity, parents. I have raised some kids and I have adult children now, and I just feel like the moments that we have with our children at home are so few in the scheme of our entire lives. And you have a chance right now to walk alongside your children, to disciple them, to hear the epiphanies that they have, the realizations and the aha moments about scripture and about who God is in their lives. And you have the authority to teach them, to train them, to direct them. So take advantage of that now, parents. Take advantage of our emails that come on Mondays. Take advantage of these HF Kids videos to sit down with them, to listen, to talk through the stories with them and encourage them to know their God even better. We cannot wait to partner with you even more. If you have any questions, as always, please email me at kelly@hfcgh.org and let me know, what are your questions? How can I help you? How can I encourage you? The HF Kids team is here for you. We are rooting for you, and we know that God has anointed you to be the leaders of your families, and we want to help you do it in any way we can. So have a great month of May. We cannot wait to be back with you as the summer gets launched later on, but boy, we are excited to walk with you through this month of May and so many great stories about how God brings redemption to his people.